father and grandfather, sailor, lawyer, cattleman, husband. These are just some of the many facets of Charlie Gray. I should know because Charlie and I have been married 54 years. And his grandmother, who was a very wise woman, told me that we got along well together because we both liked to play the same things. And over those years, we have had so much fun with the many roles Charlie has had and taken me along with him.
I'm John Charles Menil Gray Jr. and my father, J. Charles Gray, who was born in Leesburg, Florida in 1932. He's a lifetime Central Floridian, and he went to public schools in Central Florida. When he graduated and went on to the University of Florida, where he received his law degree. Once he received his law degree, he went to practice with my grandfather, G. Wayne Gray. In 1958, they merged and became Gray and Gray.
I've been Charlie Gray's law partner for the last 17 years, and it's kind of funny to think back on how this all started. I grew up in Volusia County. One time a candidate for the state legislature invited me to a fundraiser at the home of a prominent rancher in West Volusia County, Charlie Gray. I didn't really learn until many years later that he was also a lawyer. I moved to Orlando in 1986, and after a few years I certainly knew who Charlie Gray was. One time in 1992 he invited me to dinner. I thought he was thanking me for referring some legal work to him, but instead he made me an offer to become his law partner, and by dessert I had said yes. That was 17 years ago, and I've enjoyed every minute of practicing law with this great lawyer and great friend.
Well, my first knowledge of Charlie Gray dates back to 1957. Hardly a man is now alive that remembers that famous day and year, but I was interested in getting involved in campus politics at the University of Florida, and a friend of mine told me that I needed to talk to Charlie Gray. And as it turns out, I found out then what I have learned since, that Charlie Gray was the gray ghost of power for all things that were good and needed to be done at the University of Florida, just as he later became the same thing in the life of Central Florida and the life of the state of Florida.
Things that I admire about my husband is his tremendous passion for doing the right thing in Central Florida. He has worked so hard for so many causes, and one of the big ones has been education. Charlie has, well, he served on the Blue Ribbon panel here in Orange County to try to improve the public schools, and I think he had a big impact on what he did. Charlie's passion for the University of Central Florida is wonderful. It's kind of hard for an old Gator to be passionate about the Knights, but somehow he can share both the passions for the Gators and the Knights. And it's a wonderful thing, and he's been very active since the beginning of the university.
Well, I think that what I have admired over the years in my observation of Charlie is the time and dedication that he has selflessly given to many, many areas of Central Florida life. I would think that a contribution to Orange County, which will really hold Orange County in a good way for many, many years to come, is the work that he did at a pivotal time in Orange County's history as the county attorney.
What I admire most about my father is his honesty, his integrity, and his passion for the things that he loves, which is my mother, sailing, and his grandchildren.
One of the things I admire most about my grandfather is he really shows, when you watch him, the separation between family and work, and you see how much he is caring for his family, and he always makes time for his family. He tells you he's going to be somewhere, he's not going to call and say, I have work. He's always come to most of my birthdays, as long as he's able to, not across the world sailing, but he's always there for me, and he's taken me to school as I was little, which is really a big thing because we had those talks, and he's always been there for me if I've ever needed anything.
A secret about Charlie Gray, if you're ever sailing with him, is that he really knows how to serve sushi. The experience that I had with him was when we were sailing across the South Pacific. He pulled in a fresh, live tuna in the back of his boat, and within 5 minutes, Sandra was serving sushi. Of course, it was a large tuna, so we had sushi for lunch, we had tuna for dinner, we had tuna for breakfast, we had tuna for lunch, but it was sure fresh.
My father is passionate about food as well as sailing. And while we were over in Sarasota, we were on the Sea Gem, their sailboat, and my mother had made homemade meatloaf sandwiches for us to take. And as we were sailing out the inlet, my father hit the mile marker and scratched the boat down the side. And as we passed the mile marker, literally it came loose and was spinning around. At which time I was waiting for my father to get upset about damaging the boat, but he continued to eat meatloaf sandwich, and he said, good thing the boat is pointed and not blunt, because it would have been a solid hit. So that was a story that I thought was my father's sense of humor, even in times where things were, it was a new boat, and he's passionate about it, but we laughed about it and had a good time.
Congratulations, Charlie, on receiving this Orlando Business Journal Legacy Award. It is well deserved, and I am so proud of you.
Charlie, my young friend, I want to congratulate you for all you've done for all of us.
Charlie Gray, congratulations on receiving this well-deserved Legacy Award. It's a way for a grateful community to say thank you for a lifetime of service.
Congratulations, Paca. You really deserve this Legacy Award, and you've gotten so many more awards that you've really worked for, and you definitely deserve.
Congratulations, Dad, on this award. You've received many awards, and all of them deserving. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud that you're my father and a great grandfather. Not a great grandfather, but a great grandfather. We love you.